When you're first starting out on your Amazon journey, there's so much information to learn, and amongst all that information is all the new terminology, abbreviations, and acronyms associated with the Amazon business model that it can get confusing and overwhelming. Believe me, I was there too. So in this video, I'm going to cover some of the most common terms and phrases that you'll encounter as a beginner and explain what they are and what they mean so you can more easily understand the process of the Amazon FBA business model. But first, my name is Crescent, and if this is our first time meeting, welcome to my channel. My passion is sharing tips and strategies on how you can create a successful Amazon FBA private label business. So if you enjoy videos like this, or especially if you've been around my channel, consider subscribing. All right, let's get started. Before I get into it, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give you an overview of each of these terms. I have individual videos that go deeper into each one of these if you want to learn more about them, and I'll leave links to these videos in the video description box below. All right, so let's start with barcodes. This is probably the single most confusing area for beginners. When it comes to barcodes, you're going to read about GTIN, FNSKU, UPC, EAN, and GS1. So let's break down what these are and how they're going to come into play. A GTIN or GTIN is the term used to describe the entire family of universal barcodes. So UPC, EAN, and GS1 are all GTINs. This is what a UPC barcode looks like, and you should be pretty familiar with these as you've most likely seen these on the packaging of everything you've bought at a store. This barcode is how retail stores identify individual products to keep track of sales and inventory. This is how a store knows what you bought and how much to charge you when you check out at a store or online shopping. Every product has its own unique barcode. No two products will have the same barcode. When it comes to selling private label products on Amazon, you'll need to purchase a UPC barcode for each one of your products. When you create your product listing, you'll be required to enter the UPC barcode, and Amazon will generate what's called an FNSKU or FNSKU barcode for your product. The FNSKU barcode is what Amazon uses to track the products in their marketplace. As you can see, the FNSKU looks very similar to a UPC barcode. It's just like a UPC or EAN, but it's only valid within Amazon's ecosystem. What you need to know here is that you're required by Amazon to put the FNSKU barcode on each individual unit of your product, not the UPC barcode, which is what a lot of beginners get wrong. Now, what I mean by each one of your products requires a unique UPC barcode, I mean each unique product. So if you're selling can openers, for example, and you order 500 units to sell, you don't need 500 UPC barcodes. You only need one because you're only selling one type of can opener. Now, if you have variations of that can opener, then each variation will need its own unique UPC barcode. This leads us to the next term, which is a unit. What is a unit? A unit is one item of whatever it is that you're selling. If you're selling can openers, then one can opener is considered one unit. If you're selling a bundled product, for example, a can opener bundled with a potato peeler, a unit is the combined two items. Basically, whatever a buyer is getting when they make a purchase, regardless of how many items are included, is considered one unit. So if you ordered 500 can openers from your manufacturer, then you have 500 units of inventory. If you ordered 500 can openers and 500 potato peelers that you're going to bundle together, then you still have 500 units of inventory. The only difference now is that each unit just happens to include two items. Now, speaking of manufacturers, you'll need to have your products shipped from your manufacturer's warehouse to Amazon, and you'll typically run across some common shipping terms, such as DDP, EXW, and FOB. These are called Incoterms within the industry. Shipping products or freight is different than sending regular mail or a package to a friend, especially if you're shipping overseas. Considerably more documentation and arrangements need to be made for these types of shipments, especially if duties are involved when you're importing products from overseas. So what these Incoterms means is each type describes the responsibilities of the shipment. If you're working with your supplier, DDP means that your supplier is responsible for the entire shipment, including all the shipping arrangements and duties. This is the best and easiest option for you. You just need to pay your supplier and they'll handle the shipping of your products to Amazon. FOB means your supplier is only responsible for arranging the shipment of your products to their local port. You're then responsible for arranging the shipment of your products from their local port to Amazon. Here's where I highly suggest hiring a freight forwarder, as this is not an easy task. And if you mess up on the documents or forms, it can delay your shipment or cost you a lot of money to fix. EXW is when your supplier is only responsible for manufacturing your products and prepping them for shipment. You're then responsible for arranging the entire shipment from your supplier's warehouse to Amazon. Again, hire a freight forwarder here if you choose this option. Now, when it comes to selling on Amazon, you're going to see the terms FBA and FBM. There's two ways you can sell your products on Amazon. One way is to use Amazon's Fulfillment by Amazon service, or FBA. This means that Amazon will handle all the fulfillment, picking and packing, shipping, returns, and customer service for a small fee. All you have to do is send in your inventory to the Amazon warehouse. FBM is Fulfillment by Merchant, which means you have to handle all of the inventory storage, shipping and receiving, and customer returns. I highly suggest not doing FBM. With FBA, you don't have to store your inventory, which can take up a lot of space. You don't have to worry about shipping supplies like boxes and packing materials, tape, label printers, and shipping labels. And you don't have to box up every item that sells and bring it to the post office every day. With FBA, you also get the added benefit of being able to offer prime 1 and 2 day shipping, which is a huge selling advantage over FBM, since everyone prefers to get the products they buy as quickly as possible. All right, moving on to your product listing. There's two terms that often get confused when it comes to optimizing your listing, and that's indexing and ranking. Beginners often don't understand the difference between indexing and ranking, and therefore confuse the two. Indexing has to do with keywords and how Amazon's search algorithm will determine which listings get pulled up when someone searches a keyword phrase on Amazon. When you create your listing, based on the category, title, bullet points, description, and backend keyword list you use, Amazon's search algorithm will determine what the most relevant keywords are for your product, so that anytime those keywords are searched, your listing will be one of the listings included in the search results. Indexing has nothing to do with your listing's rank, or the position in the search results that it appears. Where your listing appears in the search result pages is called rank. And a listing's rank is based primarily on the daily sales velocity. The higher the daily sales velocity a listing has, the closer to the top of the first page of the search results it will appear. So when it comes to optimizing your listings, there's two distinct and separate areas that you need to optimize. The keywords in your listing so it gets indexed for the relevant keywords, and generating sales velocity so your listing will get ranked higher in the search results. Now, when it comes to your listing and a product launch, you might have seen people talking about hijackers and how much of a nuisance they are. A hijacker is an unscrupulous seller whose sole intent is to hunt for deeply discounted products and relist them for sale under your listing for much less, often getting multiple units from you, therefore taking away the buy box and stealing your sales. If you can't tell, I have a great disdain towards hijackers. Hijackers have become more of a problem recently as it's become more popular with these types of unscrupulous sellers, and you're pretty much guaranteed to encounter them during a product launch if you do deeply discounted promotions. So the last item I'm going to cover is the buy box. The buy box is the buy button on your listing that a buyer clicks on to purchase your product, like you see here. You can lose the buy box in many ways, including due to hijackers. For example, you can see here that the owner of this listing is Keebly, but if someone buys this product, you can see that the item is actually being sold by CC Cody. CC Cody is a hijacker, and when a sale is made, they're the ones that are going to get the sale, not Keebly. Other ways you can lose the buy box is if you manipulate your price too often or too drastically, or if Amazon determines that the price is too high compared to other similar listings. So as you can see, it's important that you understand how the buy box works so you don't lose it. So let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if there's any other terms that you're confused or unfamiliar with. And like I said earlier, you can find links to videos that cover each one of these topics in detail in the video description below. All right? Thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, you know what to do. Hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And to make sure you never miss a video, click that bell icon to turn on notifications. There's also a link in the video description to our community forums, which you should totally join. And if you're looking for more tips and strategy videos, click or tap over here. And as always, thanks for watching.